Hello. Oh shit, my mic was on. Did you guys hear me take a piss? Dude, that's so cool. Now we're even more connected. You get to experience me taking a piss. How am I? Um, I'm alive. How's it going, people? Ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages. You're not Loam? I'll never be Loam. Speaking of Loam, he I actually have to respond to a message. He sent me a message. I made like an offhanded comment about him not being my friend on a stream, and then he sent me a message, so I have to read that. I didn't realize how much he watched my streams. Maybe he's watching right now. Did you get a haircut? I did not get a haircut. Why? Why do you look like a number 2 pencil? Why is your head shaped like that? Is there anything like nice anybody ever has to say? Like, what did you do to your hair then? I didn't do anything to my hair. Why? Did you just get out of bed? Your hair looks shorter? Um, I think I put a bit more product in it. I like your shirt. It's just a plain black t-shirt. Um, yeah. Your nose got bigger. Bro needs to start bone max. What is bone maxing? You look okay today. Dude, I'd prefer you just say like dude saying you look okay today. I don't know why. That's like, dude, that's grab the wrong wig. True. So true. You look strange. Ethan Ralph died? Well, I heard he went missing. And I never have high hopes for anybody who is missing for an extended period of time. I mean, he's only been missing for what, 2 days? But like every day of his life has been logged on the internet for like the last decade. So I guess that's like very worrying to some people. I mean, I knew a guy, the only person I ever knew who like properly went missing, they found him floating in a river. They pulled him out of the river. I think he was dead when he was floating in the river, but they pulled him out of the river, and now I don't have any high hopes for people to go missing. To be fair, this guy was what, like in his 70s, but Ralph prized the health of a 70-year-old man, so probably not going to be a good outcome. How dare you stream on the eve of Ralph's death? Have some respect. I mean, like, to be honest, nobody's gonna believe this, but like last year I was saying like I think Ralph is probably gonna die, like pretty soon. But that doesn't take like I'm not fucking Nostradamus, right? The guy was in shit health, lived a very risky lifestyle. So it really depends on what got him. But the truth of the matter is, he's not an American citizen anymore, is he? Didn't he renounce his citizenship? If he's dead, we probably are not gonna know for a very long time. My wife and I dig your vibe. Can we buy you a drink? Sure. You're not Quasimodo? True. 4 people were found dead behind my house in a lagoon. No one noticed till the city had to cement it over. Um, well, rest in peace. What was... How... Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Just go bald at this pint. Just go bald at this pint. Nice try. You tried to insult me, but the only person you insulted was your English teacher. Take the L, little bruh. Get to the content. I actually don't have any content. There's actually nothing. Okay, so apparently there were some Jake Weddle developments. For those of you that don't know, Lex, who refuses to speak to me, because I've been following her history for a long time, and I was It's a locked post. Okay, I actually can't even see what the original post was. But for those of you who don't know, Jake Weddle, disgruntled Mr. Beast employee, dating Lex, a clout-chasing, manipulative person who has made enemies with everybody in her life. Me and Beckett received a folder filled with tons of evidence against her from previous disgruntled acquaintances of hers. She's very malicious, very manipulative. She tried to accuse Jake of, I guess, grooming because he was having like not inappropriate, just conversations with a 14-year-old, or I think they were 14. What the nature of these conversations were, I don't remember because I didn't see any screenshots of it. The 14-year-old was defending Jake, but just because the 14-year-old is defending Jake does not mean he's like innocent, because grooming by its nature is not like you're just like preying on somebody who's unwilling. You get them to a point where they become a willing participant, even though they can't consent. Now, I'm not saying that's what Jake did. Apparently, the DMs got released, so we could check those out. But Lex is insane. And the worst part about Lex is that she does this concern trolling thing where whenever she decides she's going to try to get one over on Jake, she, instead of pretending like she's trying to fuck with him, she acts concerned. She's concerned about him. She's worried about him. She does this really manipulative strategy where it's like everyone else feels this way. To talk to anybody in Jake's real life. That's always a good sign somebody is like trying to fucking manipulate you, when they refer to this group to add credence to what they're saying, a group of unidentified people that could be like anyone. Like, yeah, everyone else feels this way. Yeah, other people feel this way, but you can't actually verify that to be true because they're not telling you who these people are or the nature of what they've stated. All right, let's see. Somebody sent me the DMs, apparently. We'll check them out. Because apparently the DMs got released or something. Let's look. Okay, the OG post got taken down. So let me look through here. Somebody put the fucking messages. Dude, where are the... I should have shown up to stream with the messages archived. Okay, somebody earlier in my server like linked all the messages, but they put it somewhere other than topic suggestions, so now I can't find it. Where's the fucking archive? Oh, here it is. Thank you, QQ. So these are the messages with the 14-year-old. Hi, Jake. Just wanted to ask, are you okay? Yeah, I am okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that stream. I didn't want to do that, and I'm not looking forward to that news story blowing up in a few days. I just found out about what happened today, so I didn't see the stream. Yeah, the commentary people are going to have a field day with this. I feel really bad because I know you don't deserve this stuff at all. I mean, I'm glad you're all right, but it must be awful having to deal with finding out she was just using you. So this is in regards to the Lex breakup, I think. Yeah, but the same thing happened to me a few years ago. I just hate this was so public. Yeah, I get that. I'm really sorry. You deserve someone better. Cam Nugget said before that Lex was rude to him before, so I had my suspicions. Yeah, at least it was short-lived. Now she's going scorched earth. Cam's dropping a video on it later, and that's the last time. Yeah, but the same thing happened to me a few years ago. I just hate that this was so public. Yeah, I get that. I'm really sorry again. You deserve someone better. Cam Nugget said before that Lex was rude to him before, so I had my suspicions. Yeah, at least it was short-lived. Now she's going scorched earth. Wait, we already read that. Seems most everyone does, which is nice. Some people close to me are put off by going through such an online breakup. I can't blame them. I'm put off by it too, lol. And this is my third messy breakup in a row, and second one where I was targeted and financially exploited, so no dating for me for a year, lol. What do you mean put off? Like, A, it's just a bad look, and B, there could be some sexist undertones. Aiden's audience is vile, and I don't want Lex getting harassed. What? What do I have to do with it? I just interviewed the guy. I aired out his side of the story. My audience is vile? My audience is vile. What do I have to do with any of this? Huh? Dude, why is like every single person I've ever like been charitable to on like a live stream, why do they always like just have horrible fucking things to say about? I mean, isn't that horrible to be fair. This is just like a light jab at my audience. Um, but like for example, I had the debate with Morale about a Cheeto. A Cheeto got mad that I platform misinformation because I brought someone on who made a claim that wasn't substantiated, and I refuted that claim, which prevented that person from making a video on that claim. So Cheeto says I platform misinformation, or who was the other? There was somebody else, I forget. But this is like the third time this has happened. Like I see where they're coming from. I didn't want to do it. Okay. So if this is the nature of his messages, this is not grooming. This is not grooming. This is confiding way too much in a 14-year-old. But this is not grooming. What's probably happening here is that Jake is Jake is the type of guy, and this is the impression I got from talking to him. Before I did the interview with him on stream, my first time meeting him, and he knew that I in the past been like largely hostile to him. I spoke to him behind the scenes, and he spoke and spoke and spoke and spoke and spoke, and it wasn't just about Lex. He told me probably about like literally everything from his life. He told me about his problems with his past girlfriends. He told me about this seems like a guy who, like, if you give him a chance to like let it out, he's just gonna let it all out to anybody who's listening. And in this case, the person DMing him, showing him some kindness and willingness to listen, happens to be 14. So I agree you're confiding too much in this 14-year-old, but this is not grooming because there's no attempt to get anything from this 14-year-old or get them to a point where you can more easily get something from them. There's nothing grooming happening here. It's just kind of like, yeah, you should like kind of realize this person is 14 and, you know, kind of maybe not get like too personal with them. Like there's a difference between behavior around minors that, and I don't even know if there's anything necessarily bad about this, but there's a difference between behavior around minors that is like bad or shouldn't happen, and we should say, hey, maybe like take a step back with that, and behavior with minors that is like predatory or grooming or that kind of stuff, right? And like growing up, you know, young, online, whatever, I said this before, friends with people who were way, way older than me, and they would tell me shit about their relationships, their personal life, etc., that was probably like way more than I needed to know or you know, whatever. But that doesn't mean they had any malicious intent. It's just one of those things where it's like, you might need to like take a step back. So I don't see anything like super condemnable here, and the fact that she's trying to like, the fact that Lex's first instinct was to call this grooming and not, hey, maybe you're confiding too much in this person, shows me she's going at it from the most bad faith angle possible and is just being malicious. But it didn't really take a whole lot to figure that one out, did it? Jake, I don't think is a bad person. I just think he has a lot of problems and is very trusting and naive and desperate to overshare, which makes him somebody that seems to be very. Jake seems like somebody that is very easy to take advantage of. You're live? I didn't get a note of. Yeah, I'm live. What's up? He's kind of, I mean, yeah, he's not smart. He's not bright. He clearly has a lot of shit wrong with him, but dude, X217, I just beg of you, okay? I appreciate it. This guy helped me set up my Discord, helped me set up my Reddit, but for like the last 2 weeks, you've been like the most annoying fucking person alive. It's so annoying. Didn't Flamenco groom you into being a liberal? Yeah, famous liberal Flamenco, the guy that uses the common like fucking Southernist cope talking point that the South wasn't fighting over slavery. The Civil War wasn't about slavery. Yeah. Um, all right, cool, cool. Yeah, I don't really. So we're probably gonna go tonight for about 2, 3 hours. I don't make 6 hour streams like the expectation anymore or the norm, because I was like genuinely kind of sacrificing sleep and productivity to go for that long. So I'm trying to tone it down a little bit. Only on the weekends that will I go for like 6 hours. So we'll go for maybe 2, 3 hours tonight. So apparently the World Economic Forum has a new chairman. Klaus Schwab
okay?
is out. I unironically kind of like Klaus Schwab, okay? Like if you break down like the shit he says, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of fucking sense. He said he's talking about the New World Order. He wants to get like cars off the road in Los Angeles. Yes. Yes, that is what Los Angeles needs. Los Angeles needs less people on the road. 850%. What is like one of the biggest complaints about this place? The fucking traffic. Because you don't have a good public transit system. All right. But now they have a new chairman, and I feel like they picked this guy just to troll. Okay, my theory is the World Economic Forum are just like the biggest trolls alive. Like they'll take very reasonable positions and give them ominous names, like the New World Order, to like troll like the fucking QAnon people. So they decided to pick this like German guy, a German guy. It's like a James Bond villain to be to be their new chairman. Um, yes, okay, that is his real eye. This is an unedited photo. He had like some sort of not some sort of hemorrhage or something. That's not what his eye always looks like, but that is real. That is really his eye. So yeah, they just like to pick like James Bond villains to be their chairman. So excited for it. I'm excited for it. Um, okay. Okay, so I've been hearing about this like Parlo guy now, for like weeks. Apparently, his like dad took away his YouTube channel or something. He has some sort of like allegedly abusive relationship with his father, and then he was gonna go and relitigate the pyrocynical drama that Tom got like absolutely crucified over, thinking somehow he's gonna make a difference in that regard. Um, so Parlo kind of announces this, and the Pyro subreddit starts digging through this guy's history. I've heard he's like a bit of a spurg. I think I've spoken to him like on 2 occasions. So apparently, Pyro fans are now lying that I'm a pedophile and dated a 13 and knew their age. This is a lie. Dupe, who I dated, was proven numerous times to have lied about his age to everyone, including me, for years, and admitted to catfishing me. I have all the logs and screenshots provided. So they dug up this old allegation against Parlo. No, I'm 16. I'm 16. I've been alone for 16 years. So this person lied to several people about being an age that would make them a 1 year age gap from Parlo. Parlo has like proof substantiating that they lied. He believed that he was in a appropriate relationship, allegedly, but it turns out that that wasn't the case and they were actually younger, but he's proven that they lied about it. So I don't understand what they're trying to go at him for. Like the difference is, and I'm not super familiar with what happened during the Pyro drama. I remember thinking like, yeah, this is like, based on what I saw, I remember thinking like, yeah, I don't know how anyone is like justifying this as like a super inappropriate way to engage with someone online. But like Pyro knew Ivory's age, right? This Parlo guy was posting femboy memes and cropped femboy porn, by the way, in a Cord server full of kids. Oh. Well, I don't know about that. I need to... But yeah, this, I mean, if you want to go at him for that and have proof to substantiate that, be my guest. But based on everything I've seen from the allegations being levied against him by the pyrocynical fan base, it seems like this is like just a really bad faith attempt to smear him. You mean you dated a 13-year-old person who was lying about his age and she admitted that she catfished you? I was 19 dating someone who lied about their age, being significantly older, and now they're trying to spin it like I was some predator despite me making videos of them apologizing for catfishing me and manipulating me with fake information they made of themselves. So now you have proof of them while acting lying about their ages and catfishing. What is this, an AI? So Parlo will say something and he'll just reply, okay, so you mean, and then repeat verbatim the thing that he just said. And then he responds saying, yes, this is the case. And then he just says, so now, and then repeats again, summarizes everything that Parlo just said. Is this like an AI? I'm a little, you can't tell anymore, dude. You just can't, like, I mean, you could tell most of the time, but like I'm suspicious of, like, I know it's like the meme to be like bot, this is botted, but like since Elon has like taken over, like bots have just dominated this fucking site. Like just dominated X. So I'm just like completely suspicious. I don't know, I want to try something. My crypto wallet needs an essay written about Dogecoin investing relating to a hacked account that was hacked Aiden, brother, I gave you very clear and explicit topics to debate on. Are we going to debate? What topics? I don't remember what you... Like, if you want to communicate and want to debate on something, go into my fucking DMs. I have no idea what you want to talk about. I don't know you. Why would I run from you? Yeah, I'm scared of debating this guy I don't fucking know. Yes, so true. I'll debate you. I'll debate anyone, but you need a topic to give me, and I have not seen you present a single topic that you have a disagreement with me on. I'm not gonna... I'm not running. You could go present me with a topic that you disagree with me on, and then we could talk about it. Running from Voice of Reason again. Yes. Isu with the $20. Holy fuck. Super fucking generous. Oh my god. Very generous. Thank you so much for the support, Isu. You were scared and you were not good at hiding it. So true. Aiden is setting himself up for plausible deniability. Yes. Okay, so apparently, video proof of dupe apologizing to me for... Hold on.
Sending a screenshot of him stating he lied about his age entirely when
This is my head.
believed that he was about to turn 18 as of April.
Why is the audio so ass?
This is him, clearly him, in case he deletes it because he's already leaking fucking screenshots behind my back. Here he is.
Is this guy like in the trunk of a moving car?
He's lying, saying blah blah blah. Blah 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 right here, the reference of it all, you can see it all for yourself. This is to prevent in the future any allegations of me and knowing his age. Put this in file 1197, there we go.
What the fuck? Okay. He sounds like you held him hostage or blackmailed him. Well, I'm the one speaking in this clip. It's still irresponsible of you for not verifying the age of a person you were sexting. Not calling you a predator, but you were highly irresponsible. I think it's clear if you're going to e-date someone, at least VC with them or something. The kid is 12. Yes, he lied, but still you messed up. I agree. I totally agree that this is irresponsible, but he is 19. Okay, like, yes, 19-year-olds are irresponsible, even though they're legally adults. So hopefully it's like, yeah, I not calling you a predator or anything, but don't say but, say you're not a predator. Next time, though, be more careful. You're clearly irresponsible. There's no but here. He's not even like kind of like a predator. He's just like an irresponsible 19-year-old. The guy who let Nathrix, the notorious pedophile groomer, co-own a server full of minors posting NSFW with him because they helped him dox a 15-year-old is getting outed for being sexual towards someone he knew was a child. Nobody ever saw this coming. All right, I don't know what the deal is with that. Um, okay. Ooh, this looks interesting. What is this? 54 minutes? Yeah, go fuck yourself. All right. What is this? Hello, I'm here to share something that has affected me personally and hurt others. This was very hard for me, but I feel like it is necessary. Please do not send hate to anyone on my behalf. That's all I want to say. I wanted to share my experience with Cinder and Red manipulating me, using me, and dragging me into drama while sabotaging, slandering, and spreading lot. Oh, hold on. Maybe like that. And then. No, a little bit. Little bit higher. Little bit higher. There we go. That's okay. Wait, now it's fucking with the text. Okay, we'll make these a little bit smaller. Perfect. Note. Okay, I struggled a lot writing this document and wasn't sure if what I felt and experienced was real or just burnout. Okay, here's the deal, mods. New policy. If somebody has narcolepsy and they're clearly falling asleep in my chat, for example, Benji or Sleepin, kindly escort them out. Because they clearly need their beauty sleep. Okay? They clearly need their beauty sleep. Alright. I struggled a lot with writing this document and wasn't sure if what I felt and experienced working was real or just burnout. I think this proves that I was lied to and manipulated over the course of years while working with Cinder. Note, based on working with Redacted, Cinder's manager, and Cinder over the years, that I'm sure they speak for each other, and there is no reason to believe Red was acting without Cinder's consent and knowledge. Whenever I use they or them, it refers to both of them acting as a team. English, not being my first language, and the language barrier I discussed, the situation, my feelings, and thoughts with native English speakers help me put them into words so everything is clear without misunderstanding due to lack of English skills. Slandering other creators. I will start with screenshots showing them speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me that it's all in our best interests. In addition to spreading ill rumors, they also complain and accuse Bao of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. The screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation immediately followed by spreading rumors and lies to make other clients appear problematic to manipulate any future decisions regarding commissions. Of course, I appear to understand it better, especially if I cancel her for the second time, lol. Well, with blank, she's given a lot of bias and... Do I care about any of this? I don't know what this drama is. Okay, I can't pretend to care about those. I'm gonna make an entire document about somebody acting like a gossip girl. Cool story. Really cool story. Unless there's like something more here that I'm missing. Damage control? What am I missing? Like, it just seems... Yeah, this seems like nothing, but apparently then there was like a statement put out over this saying effective immediately, redacted, will no longer be managing or overseeing my VTuber activities. He no longer represents me as a creator, my brand, or my intentions. I'm sorry, everyone. I will make a larger response when I am able. And then the person that announced that they're cutting off this other person for blacklisting creators then gets a document written on them? Huh? Hello. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Okay, this one's shorter. This is manageable. Hello. Thank you for taking the time to read this document. The events described in it happened about 4 to 5 years ago for the first Cinder debut. I understand there will doubtless be. Okay, none of these people speak English. That's all I've established so far. There will doubtless be accusations of me clout chasing by revealing them. However, I wanted to corroborate Nanolith's assertion that she is not who she appears to be on the surface and confirm that no matter how much damage control she does, she is just as responsible. As redacted. Cinder and I met while she was still running her Tashi.mp3 YouTube channel, which is why all the following screenshots will show her as Tashi rather than Cinder, and that will come up later. At the time, she was only just starting her account, and I already had my own ASMR roleplay channel with 8,000 subscribers, and is a bigger channel than her. She couldn't wait to work with someone as talented as me. Aiden only reads very short documents with very little proof. Yes. Yes. Problem? Yes, absolutely. I don't care about your evidence on top of evidence for your like VTuber allegations that somebody like said mean things about you. You really think I care? You really think I care enough to read your like fucking dissertation? No, I don't. I actually don't care. You'll get there. It's still hard for me to believe that someone so talented likes my voice enough to want to work together. We never ended up actually making any content together, but that didn't stop us from... Hold on. Let me... Wait, one sec. Let me pull... Because I have chat closed on... I need to get a third monitor. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Cool. Alright. Where were we? Oh, yeah. We never ended up actually making it. You didn't see anything. We never ended up actually making any content together, but that didn't stop us from taking pretty much every day at the time, and from talking pretty much every day at the time, and eventually she found a new way to make me useful. Pretty much, immediately, she was flirting with me, despite, as you can see here, having a boyfriend, and both of us knowing she had a boyfriend, including regularly talking shit about him to me, while telling me how great it would be were I to replace him. I understand that I'm no angel myself, but hey, at least I can be honest about it. Besides, you said it's hard when your boyfriend is far, far away. I'm not your boyfriend, am I? No, but how nice would that be? You are perfect boyfriend material. So you want to go at it behind his back? How sneaky. What the fuck? Who types like this? Who types like... It's like all dude. Degenerates. Degenerates. All of them. Hi, honey. I've been talking to this guy about how badly I want him to fuck me since you wanted to buy a fleshlight instead of giving me any attention when I'm needy. Fucking OOF, dude. Literally, why would you even need a fleshlight when you have a girlfriend? Zoom in on the image. Is this zoomed in enough for you? Are we zoomed enough? Is this zoomed enough for you? Aiden, I want to wear your skin. Thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me today. He sent me a screenshot a couple weeks ago telling me he was getting one and had the nerve to use it in front of me to show me how great it was. Wow, must be great. Yo, what the fuck? That's like me inviting you to Chatterbait room so you can watch me fuck someone else in all the ways I said I want to fuck you. Okay, so this seems like flirtation a little bit and like venting, but like this person, they kind of passively bring up the idea of interest. Your boyfriend material, but doesn't show like any active intent. And then the person writing this document says, then actually like elaborates on that idea, saying, so you want to go at it behind his back, now like entertaining a more active idea of cheating. And it seems like this message is just ignored, right? They don't even entertain this message, right? So it actually seems like this person so far is actually like encouraging the cheating as well, if not more. He sent me a screenshot a couple weeks ago telling me he was getting one and had the nerve. Okay, this is fucking ridiculous since my mods went to their job. Anyone who is like who minorly annoying, just like remove them from the fucking chat. Who wants mod? Who can actually like do their job? Who wants mod? Because clearly I have modded the wrong people. Who wants mod? Wait, I timed out the wrong person. Fuck. No, I didn't. Never mind. Give me it? Okay, I know you, so you can get it. I trust you. If I don't recognize you, you're probably not getting it. Sorry. Congrats on getting super chats. AGL4. Thank you so much, Tanner. Who else? Aiden, you haven't blinked in a lull. Did you start taking Adderall again? Again? Tyrone, I've given you mod before. It didn't work out. Did it work out? I'll think about it, Tyrone, depending on if I like your chats. Okay, let's keep going. Don't forget the Liam DM. Yeah, let me just leak that. Yeah, no problem. Mod me again? Did I take away your mod? Add as moderator. You got mod. Wait, I didn't mean to... Wait, who deleted your message? Oh, okay. No, never mind. You could. That's okay. You could delete his message. All right, got it. All right, everybody has mod for now. That if you type in here often and I like what you have to say, you will get mod. All right. Cool. Yo, what the fuck? That's like me. Isn't that great? I'm very slowly not feeling as bad from about all this, because it did honestly leave a bit of a bad taste in my mouth that all this was happening while you were taken. But yeah, that's a bit. Did you tell him that was fucked and hurtful to you? He asked me if I was okay with it, and after explaining how I felt, he told me it was too late to do anything about it because... So this person's just venting about their relationship? I mean, far be it from me giving you advice. It's your relationship, and the only one who can decide what is and isn't okay is you two, but that just sounds really sketchy to me. Also, why did you ask if you were okay after he bought it? Okay with it after he bought it? I don't want to lose what we have, but I'm such an awful person, I don't deserve it anyway. I don't believe you're an awful person. I believe that you're stressed, you're emotional, and you're looking for something to make it better. Which happened. I don't know what I'd do without you. So this is just like a friend confiding in another friend. She felt the need to keep stringing me along with proclamations of real love. This is just her saying that she loves you.
AIDS gang represent, okay?
Where the fuck is that coming from, dude? That scared the shit out of me. That scared the fuck out of me. Where is that coming from? Oh my god. Wait, I gotta pull up the Streamlabs donos. Hold on. Fuck. Yo, Juicy Dog with the 10 I missed it. I'm sorry, guys. I missed Streamlabs donos. I didn't have Streamlabs pulled up because we have Super Chats now. That's totally my bad. I'll have Streamlabs pulled up from now on. Streamlabs is actually a better way to donate because I think I get it sooner, but I should have that pulled up. But we have Super Chats, so I'm more likely to read it if you do it through that. But I'll be better about keeping that up. Maybe some more money will get your attention. I'll chill with the constant one guy. Wait, you're banned from my chat? Why? When did you get banned from my chat? Hold on. Thank you, Juicy Dog, for the $30. Dude, why is there so many people that are banned or like I have to make I'm literally like half the streams I'm moderating like mid-stream. Hold on. Settings. Community moderation. If your name is not on like the list of banned users, then you're actually going to be banned for Okay, I can't find you. Just come in on an alt. I can't fucking find you. I'm sorry. Like, I can't pull out. Oh, wait. Oh, I found you. I found you. I found you. Okay, you're unbanned. I don't know why you got... I had a rogue mod that banned everybody. Got it. Cool. Sorry. We're moving on. Okay. You're unbanned. And thank you, Cats of Flockin, for tossing 25. My bad. So it just seems like there's no active intent to cheat. Just, like, kind of flirtatious messages, and then even when this person who's writing the document outright tries to clarify in a more active sense, oh, so you want to go behind his back or whatever, trying to specify that like more vague message, she just ignores it. So I don't really, besides like maybe being a little too close for someone in a relationship, I don't see any like actual cheating happening here. You get a bigger cut from Streamlabs, by the way. Okay, yeah, so if you don't want to donate through Streamlabs, do that instead. Can you request edit access? Why would I need to edit the document myself? Why would I need to do that? Aiden, can you cover the supposed incoming David/X217X Morale genocide? No. No. It's so fucking... I've been getting messages for like weeks being like, such and such in your server is planning to do insert immoral activity towards morale. And it's like, because there are people that are, I guess, gay-opping this guy right now, doing like actually like fucked shit. So now this is the week you decide you're gonna start pretending like you're about to drop something big on him, and I now have to decipher, are you a part of that or not? And it's just so annoying. Just like, tell me what you're doing, okay? Tell me what you're doing. Somebody told me tonight that David wants to call into my stream so that he could read out Morales' docs. And then I asked David, not tonight, another night, what are you talking about? What are you doing? He's like, you'll see. You're just banned. I don't know what you're doing, and I'm sick of trying to wait to figure it out. So if you don't, send me a DM telling me what you're doing, you're banned. Okay, I'm just going to assume it's something malicious. I'm tired of guessing. Huh? That's my reaction. The huh is my reaction over the fucking over like the last week. Person A is telling me there's someone's organizing ops, targeting morale, blah, 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 doing this like type of fuck shit, which I don't support. And then David's not accused specifically, but then he's in my chat going, I'm dropping a nuke on morale in the next week. And then tonight someone's like, David's involved, he's gonna dox morale. And I don't know if he is or if that's true, what basis they have to that. And then when I asked David what he's doing, he's like, you'll see. It's like, I can't decipher what's going on. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know who's doing what. I don't know who's doxing who. I don't know who's raping who. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But maybe you don't pick the same week that somebody's being raped to like organize some like vague gay up on them, because then people are going to be suspicious and think you're a part of that thing. This has been going on for like days now. I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed. This is like very fucking annoying. Cause like I don't know what to do or what I have to do with this, or like I'm lost too. We're all lost. I don't know what's going on. Everybody is lost. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Recently, a massive controversial
So somebody made a video on the Parlo stuff? Sounds like David is trying to force some it's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying. I get it's like funny every once in a while, but this like it just gets really annoying after a while when like, because this happened during the Weddle stuff, which was kind of funny, but like you could change the status of like Discord VCs, so you could do like you could like everyone could be in a VC and then one user could change the status to like what everyone else is doing without them knowing about it. So he'd like change it to like some ominous shit and then post it to Twitter, and then it would get Lex and Jake to freak out. It was kind of funny then, but like now you're doing it again, and like it's at the same time where this guy is, you know, facing like some serious shit from bad faith people outside the community that are like trying to seriously fuck with him, and it's like people like now I don't know, it's so confusing, and I have to be vague about certain things, but it's like it's so annoying.
situation has erupted in the community.
You're just gonna be banned for life until you tell me exactly what you're doing.
Involving the Roblox YouTuber Parlo, where he's been accused of engaging in inappropriate conversations with people as young as 12 at a time when Parlo was 19. On top of that,
Do you think Ethan Ralph is really dead? I would not be surprised. Maybe people are overreacting. If he's not dead, he very possibly could be like being held by like a cartel or something. Where was he? He was in Colombia. He could be being held hostage by the FARC. Those are the people. I don't know if you remember. What the fuck? Huh? Those are the people that killed Josh Pescator's dad. Wait, I tried to, so it didn't fuck with my CPU. I tried to okay. Sorry.
Many individuals were spreading screenshots trying to destroy Parlo's reputation by claiming that he's a PDF file.
Better.
In this video, I'll be breaking down the entire situation, exposing the misinformation, and making sure the truth comes out on top. So make sure to like and subscribe to help spread awareness and support Parlo. Let's start with the UTTP, a group notorious for fabricating.
I did not know that about Pescator. What the fuck? Yeah, so there's a group in Colombia called the FARC, and they're like a narcotics running terrorist organization that started during the Cold War. They got like support from communist countries. They're like ideologically communist. They're like a narco-communist terrorist group, and they were involved in some like uprising in Colombia. But Josh Pescator's dad was a geologist that was investigating rocks in Colombia, and they kidnapped him, and then he tried to escape with another geologist. There's a real story. And in the process, during his escape attempt, they killed him. And it turns out that Chiquita Banana, the fruit company, was actually like inadvertently supplying funds to this terrorist organization. So there was a massive lawsuit against them, and Pescator won like a fuck ton of money from Chiquita Banana. Fun fact.
Tweets using Inspect Element to completely make things up about YouTubers. In Parlo, he became one of their prime targets. These people didn't just make fake messages, they created entire harassment.
Dude, this is the Inspect Element shit is like so fucking stupid because like people believe any Inspect Elemented DM that's posted immediately. Like you have to actively debunk every Inspect Elemented DM about you every time it comes up, or else like at least half the people reading it are going to automatically assume it's true. It's like ridiculous how powerful of a propaganda tool it is. You're just relying on like the scary lack of media literacy amongst people. No one can hear this shit? Turn it up? Oh, sorry. We can't hear it. We can't hear it. I fixed it. Calm down. Calm down. I fixed it.
Campaigns and
Ow, fuck, I gotta turn that down. Hold on, let me turn my volume down.
dedicated sites just to spread fabricated screenshots and misinformation about him. You might remember from one of my previous videos, Parlo's father hijacked his YouTube account and used that moment of vulnerability to blackmail him.
My father blackmailed me and has taken my entire YouTube channel down. I've lost everything. His entire access to my channel. I've completely relied on him to reinstate it. This is horrible, and he was holding this over my head the entire time. Please share this message. Out of Discord you are. One click, answer the phone, watch, 10 seconds. Dude, this is crazy. Your own dad is like threatening to delete your channel. That's fucking nuts.
Him. But what many didn't realize is how the UTTP swooped in during that chaos to exploit the situation even further. They twisted a private personal crisis into something far darker. They faked screenshots using Inspect Element to make it look like Parlo had admitted to having illegal.
Okay, David has called me 3 times. Okay? I'm just gonna like block you on Discord. It's so annoying. What are you? Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what your plan is, and then I'll be like willing to entertain a discussion with you. Okay, I'm done with this like vague gay opping, okay? Like, tell me what you're doing.
Material. And since Parlo didn't have access to
Good
his
parenting, he's a grown adult.
social media at the time, he wasn't able to address anything. Even worse, the UTTP openly coordinated this harassment. Their own forum posts showed them encouraging others to spam fake screenshots under any tweet involving Parlo. This wasn't just trolling, it was an organized smear campaign. One of the people behind the fake screenshots even posted a tutorial showing others how to create fake Parlo tweets. And even though their website claims that it's all just a joke and all their actions are satire, people take them seriously. And what's more disappointing is how some Roblox commentary channels, the ones who should know.
I don't know what it is like about Roblox that like every story I hear coming out of the Roblox community, it's like the internet's equivalent of like, remember the Florida man shit? It's like the internet's equivalent of that. Like Roblox YouTuber caught fucking a goat. Every fucking time. This like Parlo guy, I think I knew about him because I had some debate or conversation with Natty Forsyth, if you remember who that is. And I guess I think if I remember correctly, don't take my word on this, he was like advocating for her or something. And then he was also involved in some weird shit. I don't know, dude. This community, there's just like, if you spent, I could probably like, I'd never run out of content if I like dealt with every single like Roblox allegation.
Better actually fell for it. They took these blatantly doctored screenshots at face value and ran with
How am I supposed to tell you if I can't speak? You send me a fucking DM, okay? Send me a DM outlining, clarifying exactly what you've been doing over the last week. Because I heard that you wanted to call in tonight, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard that you wanted to call in tonight to read out Morale's docs on my stream, okay? And I don't know if that's true. I don't think it's true, but I'm not taking chances. So you can DM me exactly what you're doing, and until that, you'll just be fucking banned.
them, fueling the fire and amplifying the damage without the slightest bit of fact-checking. The truth, this was never a situation based on reality, it was a hit job based on lies. Now, let's move on to the most manipulated and misunderstood aspect of this entire situation, Dupe. Now, Dupe is a 13-year-old who actively pretended to be 17, even claiming that he was turning 18 soon. And this wasn't some offhand joke or vague
Yeah, like, as I've said before, like, if you're older and the I didn't know the age thing, I'm kind of not sympathetic to you, like, I'm not sympathetic to you in that case, because it's like, in this day and age, if you're meeting someone purely online, like, and you have general familiarity with, like, the online world, who isn't checking the age? But this guy was, like, 19, right? So, to be irresponsible, there's more room for that, and this is not indicative of like anything predatory, just irresponsibility. Now, where I do think it's used as an excuse and is potentially indicative of predation is if you use that excuse multiple times. Because one would think after the first time a minor has lied about their age to you, you would be verifying it every other time to make sure you would never have a close call like that again. If this repeatedly happens and every single fucking time you tell me you didn't know the age, I'm going to be very skeptical. I'm going to be insanely skeptical, not to call it anybody in particular. If you ban me from your chat, how am I supposed to tell you? Okay, you drunken, inbred, retarded fuck. If you can call me, that means you can DM me. Okay, I don't know if you realize there's a difference between like a YouTube chat and DMs. If you're banned from my chat, you can actually DM me, right? Under the same method you're using to call me right now. I don't know if you've had like a recent brain injury I'm unaware of or something. I don't know if you like were like huffing like fucking leaded gasoline out of like an exhaust pipe from a car in Bangladesh. I don't fucking know. But if you want to tell me what's going on, you just write to me in DMs. Okay? Do I need to hold your hand and walk you through like how to do the most basic fucking thing on earth that everybody else seems to understand? Apparently, because you're too retarded to understand the concept of like how to DM somebody.
Exaggeration. It was a deliberate, calculated lie. One he maintained for over a year across every single conversation he had with Parlo. The receipts are crystal clear. In one message, Dupe says he'll have to do something when he turns 18. Parlo replies, "Oh, so you have a whole year?" And Dupe confirms, "Yeah, that right there confirms it." Parlo believed that Dupe was 17 based on what he himself said. And when you're communicating—
I've never seen him this mad. I'm just annoyed because this has been going on for a week and I've been getting several DMs about it. And it's just like very fucking annoying because I don't know what's going on. And this guy just like keeps doing this vague shit like, you'll see what's gonna happen. You'll see what I'm gonna do to morale. And then like a creator is DMing me, hey, David's planning on I've heard a rumor that David's gonna do this. I've heard a rumor David wants to call into your stream tonight to read out Morale's docs. So I wanna, talk to a reasonable person who's gonna say, hey, this is a misunderstanding. I'm actually not gonna do this. And instead, what I get from David is, everyone's gonna see what's gonna happen. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do. And it's like, okay, we're done. We're done here. I don't fucking know what you're talking about. You sound like a crazy person.
With someone online over years, you go off of the information you're given. Pearl had no reason to think otherwise. He can't read people's brains. Dupe wasn't just pretending, he was performing.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna be paranoid if somebody is saying to me, somebody's gonna come on your stream tonight and read out someone's docs, and I'm asking that person for an explanation, and the only method they want to use to talk to me is calling into my stream. Yeah, I'm gonna be like a little bit paranoid.
This wasn't just 1 or 2 messages. Dupe repeatedly said things like, "I'm 17 turning 18, and I'll be 18 in a year." These weren't just slip-ups, they were consistent, repeated lies designed to build a believable identity. And it didn't just stop at age. Dupe built an entire persona, a struggling older teen dealing with trauma. He talked about drinking.
Dude, is this person like a fucking psychopath? Not only did this kid like lie about their age, they just like invented another like a fake fucking identity. Hold on, where is I DM'd you again? Okay, now my Discord won't come up. Let me fuck. Here we go. God, this is okay, you've now just DM'd me some weird graphic. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not funny. You're being really annoying. You've just DM'd me some like, see? It was, and then some fake failed. I don't know what you're doing, bro. Like, take your meds.
Doing drugs, having a
Do you
job.
not get it? I get the joke was you were pretending like you were gonna dox him, and it's a fake dox. Okay, I get that's the joke now. Very funny. Haha, haha, haha. Can you see me laughing? I'm laughing. It's so funny and like totally worth the fucking week-long annoyance.
Job at Aldi, things no 13-year-old should even be able to fake with that level of detail.
So
But
you
he
get it?
did.
Yeah, I get it. A week later. Okay, I get it. A week later. That's like, why are you not laughing? Why am I not laughing? Yeah, why am I not laughing? Now I'm laughing. Now I'm fucking laughing.
Convincingly. That's what makes this whole situation even more disturbing, because Parlo didn't prey on a kid, he was deceived by one. And here's where it gets darker. This isn't the first time Dupe has done something like this. The history between Parlo and Dupe actually dates back to early 2023, long before these recent allegations. Back then, Dupe gained Parlo's trust and then doxed him, leaked his personal information, and spread Parlo's private photos without consent. He even started calling Parlo a public.
Okay, so we've got some like BPD 13-year-old that's online lying to people about their entire life story, their age, deceive this guy into getting into some sort of relationship, and then try to use that against him and call him a pedophile. Yeah, this person sounds like a fucking psychopath. Sounds like a budding fucking psychopath. Like Parlo sounds like an irresponsible retard, but like he is 19 to be fair, and he does seem like he's autistic or something. This person just sounds like the 13-year-old just sounds like a fucking psycho. Total fucking psycho.
Publicly back in 2023, trying to ruin his reputation. Eventually, the drama died down and the two reconnected, and Parlo forgave him. They started talking again, a lot, and as things became more personal, Parlo opened up more about his loneliness, his confusion around dating, and from there, their conversations took on a more romantic tone. Let me be clear, both parties were emotionally vulnerable, but Parlo believed he was talking to someone his age, someone he could trust. Here are just a few examples from their chat logs. These
I want to make out with you. All right, let's get the autistic e-dating experience. I want to make out with you. I'm seriously gay for you. I love you so much. I want to be in a gay relationship with you. Me too. Hee hee. Sorry if I am a little weird, but it's a gay bit. It's just a bit gay at the moment. Nah, same, Lamau. Gay hours. Wish to spend gay hours with a boyfriend. If only I had a boyfriend to do that with. Smiley, smiley, smiley. Sorry that I am so gay, and I am a furry femboy, though, and I have horrific need to front. To what? A horrific need to... to what? What does that term mean? Hold on. Do I have to pull up Urban Dictionary again? By the way, if I miss your donut, let me know. Sorry. Fraught refers to the act of rubbing, particularly in a sexual context where one's genitals are... Okay, thanks. Thank you for that definition.
weren't messages of grooming, these were mutual expressions of affection under false pretenses. Dupe lied to Parlo about who he was, and Parlo responded like someone who thought he'd found a genuine connection. But just like in 2023, Dupe stabbed him in the back. Again, he suddenly went public with the DMs, spinning the story into a narrative that Parlo, at 19,
Why are you looking that up? Because it's a term that's a part of like the DMs we were just reading.
knowingly dated a 12-year-old, even though in reality he now claims he was 13 back then. When he posted the story on Reddit, it exploded, racking up over 3.
This is the first time I've ever heard that word. Why would I need to I didn't know there was like this extensive of like a sexual vocabulary. Not gonna lie, okay, thank you, Apple Jacks.
3,000 upvotes, and in that post, Dupe wrote, Parlo exposed Pyrocynical for a 4-year age gap while dating a 12-year-old himself. That is pure character assassination.
Yeah, okay, so the way that they're wording this is what I talk about with framing. How people use framing all the time, and it's like, in my opinion, like, just dishonest framing is just as bad as lying. Because why do you lie to somebody? Okay? If I was to... why do you lie to somebody? If I was to say to you, I don't know, fucking, what would be a good example of this? If I was to say to you, Toki was dating some guy who was like 15, okay? And they never dated at all. That would be a lie. And I'm doing that to lead you to a dishonest conclusion, if I'm knowingly telling you that. If I was to say Toki dated someone who's 15 years old and leave it at that, and he actually did date someone like that, but it was when Toki was also 15 and now he's 20 something, right? I've now, by leaving out that piece of info, everything I've said is technically true, but I've now just led you to a dishonest conclusion. So I can fall back now on the cope of, oh, well, it was technically true. Yeah, it was technically true, but the information that you're omitting or choosing to emphasize is done to lead somebody to a false conclusion, which is the same reason you would tell them an outright lie. It does the same thing. It achieves the same end, and it's just as dishonest. So by emphasizing that Parlo dated a 12-year-old, you're omitting that he had been lied to about this person's age, and you're using framing to lead people to the false conclusion that Parlo is a pedophile.
Immediately, Reddit users from Pyrocynical's page started calling Parlo a PDF file. One wrote, castrate the bastard. Another,
like, if you want to, like, refute the allegations being made against Pyro, go ahead, but, like, dishonestly framing a 19-year-old as a pedophile because he was in a relationship with somebody that lied about being an age that would have been an appropriate age to engage with, like, it's cringe as fuck.
Everyone mocked him, saying, I guess it's not so fun when people do it to him, huh? These aren't just insults, these are life-ruining accusations, and they're all built on lies. And the hate didn't just come from anonymous Redditors. Even Nathrix, a confirmed Predator, someone who was exposed for actual grooming and abuse, started pushing this false narrative.
Parlo appears to have gotten from the 13-year-old, even if this bit isn't true. At who is Parlo, whether you knew it or not, it happened, or it's slander, I'll tell you an 8th time. Police, either for your protection or theirs. You... Huh?
Narrative claiming that Parlo dated a 13-year-old. The irony is insane. So let's recap really quickly. Dupe lied about his age for over a year. He constructed a fake identity to gain Parlo's trust. He leaked Parlo's personal messages again, just like he did in 2023. And now he's falsely accusing Parlo of being a PDF file for the second time. This isn't a one-off misunderstanding. This is a pattern. And the real victim here is not Dupe, it's Parlo.
But, I mean, this was someone who I trusted a lot with personal things. I talked about a lot of my problems. I vented a lot to them. And they'd backstabbed me before, but profusely apologized for doing.
My only question would be, like, how are you in a full, like, surely if you're in VC, we're not talking about a 13-year-old girl. We're talking about a 13-year-old guy. And it's like, if they were, were they ever in VC together? Hold on. What time is it in England?
doing that, and we became friends again. And it's the fact that they would do it for a second time, and then they would post this on a subreddit right after he told me that he lied about his age. I cut him off there and then. I literally told him straight up I found it disgusting. Retroactively looking back on everything, I cut him off, and I told him that the situation between me and him, like, if it were to come out, people, bad faith actors, would use it to try and deflect away from either their own allegations or their icons' allegations. Dupe knew this and then went straight to the Pyrocynicals subreddit, defended the 4-year age gap, and then decided to bring this up, leaving crucial context out with the fact that he lied. And he knows how bad that was, and he tried to do it nonetheless because he wanted to try and
Yeah, why is the kid now trying to go around and like this is like super fucking like if it was a kid that was like attracted to him for whatever reason and then lied, it's bad. But you can more so understand the kid's thought process in a sense of like, okay, they're doing something wrong, but this won't mean that they're just like a super malicious person. They're just like, there's something wrong with them. But like in this case, the kid lied and then used that lie to attempt to essentially smear him as a, like consciously attempt to smear him as a pedophile to defend Pyro. And it's like, that's like some psycho shit. Like, that's crazy. That's like super malicious for somebody who's like, what is the kid now, 14? 15? That's super malicious.
screw me over. And it's the fact that people
This is more than a kid just being mean. You've purposefully attempted to set someone up as a fucking pedophile.
like him just carry on backstabbing me, breaking my trust. And he literally stated in private Twitter DMs to me as well that he wouldn't leak this stuff because he knows that he lied to me, he catfished me. And I do take responsibility for not asking for a provisional driver's license.
Yo, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially just hit 400 members in the Discord server.
Or any form of identification, but I made sure to ask him over and over and over again for the course of however long I knew him, since late 2023, for his age, and his age remains 16 in 2023, 17 in 2024, turning 18 in 2025 before he told me in March. It's just a disgusting situation. These people in the Pyrocynical subreddit, they don't care about victims. They were actively imploring that if in case this was false, it was good that I got a taste of my own medicine. They're sociopathic, they're disgusting, and they quite literally run by this narrative that I'm guilty until proven innocent. And with the Google Drive that was provided to them in this post exposing me,
This background, wait, hold on, I'm
it
sorry.
literally
Sorry, I was just getting DMs. Is this guy calling me again? Hello?
Annoying as fuck game sound. Oh, hi.
What do you
Did
want?
you read the thing I sent you?
Yes, ahaha, 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 ahaha.
Oh, okay. So you get the joke then.
Yeah, it's really unfunny.
Oh, I think it's funny.
Okay, I'm glad. It was really worth like having several people like DM me for a fucking week.
Well, who were the? Well, you want to know how many views I pulled this stream?
How many?
150. That's a pretty good number for a stream for me.
Did you get rated?
No,
No, 150 views.
I know naturally. So I think I might do you next if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I think I'm.
proves that Dupe was lying about their age. They didn't bother actually looking into this information or even consulting my side. And there should be ramifications, there should be consequences. I'm not even talking about exposed videos, because the damage done to me because of this post, reputationally, monetarily, from people unsubscribing, perhaps from seeing this post because it's at 3,000 upvotes, or the mental strain it caused when I saw it with how much stress and
The joke was that the docs of Morale was not Morale's docs. It was actually him. So the joke was, while people were actually trying to dox Morale, for a week, I guess David was pretending to be a part of it, hyping up that he was going to drop Morale's docs, and then the docs he dropped was just him. So that's the joke. Wait,
and then I post my
wait.
photo.
You realize I'm not in the call, right?
Yeah. I'm talking to my chat. I'm not gonna leave for you, buddy.
Wait, when you say 150 viewers, are you talking about 150 concurrent viewers? Like you had 150 at once?
No. Just 100 views in general, you know.
Why are you what? Why are you bragging to me about that?
Well, because it's big for me, you know. It's big for me. You mad? You mad? I'm doing well now. Which, by the way, the audio is looping because I don't have you muted on my muted. You know.
Okay.
But you aren't kind of mad if we're being honest. If we're being for real, for real.
No, I just can't tell if like I can't tell like if the troll you're trolling about the troll. Like I can't tell if like you actually think this is funny.
No. This is funny.
Yeah, that's what I think you're trolling about.
You don't think the original troll was just the troll?
I don't know.
Like again, it just seems like you're mad. It was your guy this time that got trolled.
My guy.
Yeah, seems like your guy. You got 7 people DMing you about your guy.
He's not my guy. People are telling me that a guy who was my mod in my server is planning on doxing someone else.
I was your guy. Well, I was also his guy. You guys are my guys.
It's not that I'm friends with him and that's why they're DMing me. They're reaching out to me because you were a mod in my server. That's why they're reaching out to me.
So they think you set me on this path.
No, but they wanted to ask me what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on because.
Well, why would they ask you what's going on if they didn't think you were behind it? You know.
To see if I knew anything, not that they've already reached a conclusion. To see, hey, you happen to know this guy. Would perhaps you know about anything? Not that I was behind it.
You care to say who?
A few people.
A few people. Well, see, now oh, I see. Wait, you're being vague because I was vague. I get it. Wait, dap me up, King. Dap me up. We're twinning right now. You don't want to dox these people. I didn't actually dox anybody. No harm, no foul, you know?
Okay. Bye. Can you hang up now? I wasn't hanging up because I thought it was funny. You guys were saying he was being funny. I want to see if I'd get the joke. Is there a problem? Issue? I thought you guys found it funny. I thought you guys found him funny. Chard with the $2. So funny that I de-atomized like Dr. Manhattan. Like, oh, Mr. Manhattan. I mean, yeah. Isn't it Dr. Manhattan? Base, thank you so much for the $2. Chard.
Unnecessary shit that I had to face because this person was lying. A video clarifying the situation isn't nearly enough.
Now, let's talk about the legal reality. While the internet loves to rush straight to judgment, the law deals in facts and intent. Here's the truth. There's no legal case against
$20 from Nate. You got supers. So insanely generous. Nate, our second biggest donor of the night, beaten by Katzaflocken. $20 fucking dollars. That is, my friend, insanely generous. I do have supers now.
Parlo, and there never was. The situation took place in the United Kingdom, where the age of consent is 16, not 18 like in some parts of the US. And most importantly, Dupe told Parlo he was 17, turning 18, while Parlo himself had just turned 19. So based on what he was told...
if we're on the internet space, we have people from different states and different countries, you know, kind of converging. And when we're assessing these like grooming situations, I'm assessing like not what's legal, but what's moral. Okay, so it's totally irrelevant. I don't give a, unless we're talking about if you're going to be prosecuted or not. I actually don't care what the age of consent in England is, like, ever. People always fall back. Well, the age of consent in England is 60. Okay, cool. There's nothing that doesn't change my opinion on this at all. Fuck these ads. using a blocker. I don't know what to tell you.
The assumed age gap was about 2 years at most. That's not grooming, that's not behavior, and that's not illegal in the UK, not even close. And here's what really matters legally. Intent. Under UK law, as in most jurisdictions, being deceived about someone's age, especially online,
That's what the
removes
video just said. That's actually not what he's saying. He's referring to, for some reason, he keeps referring back to UK law. To Aiden, check DMs. Dude, I can't anymore. I'm just gonna close DMs for life. Okay, my DMs are gonna close and they're never gonna fucking reopen. Okay, this is ridiculous. Aiden, dude, why did you say check DMs just so you could DM me, Aiden, dude? Okay, thank you.
criminal liability. Courts recognize that people can be lied to, especially in digital conversations where verifying someone's real age is nearly impossible. If there's no reasonable way you could have known someone was underage, you're not guilty of anything. And Parlo made his stance on age crystal clear, not just privately, but in the messages that Dupe tried to weaponize against him. In his own words, Parlo literally said, "I would never date anyone 2.2 years younger than me. That's not someone with predatory intent, that's someone setting personal boundaries, someone trying to navigate confusing emotions online while staying within what they believed were safe, appropriate limits." But Dupe lied. He consistently claimed to be 17. He said he was turning 18 soon. He talked about having a job at Aldi. He shared stories about drinking, trauma, and relationships, all things that made his fake identity believable. So when people online scream, "Parlo the 13-year-old, they're not only just ignoring the facts, they're rejecting basic legal principles. In Parlo's own words, "I literally never knew his age. The age gap narrative is fake. The screenshots are..."
Aiden, check your mail pigeon should have arrived today. I did it? I think I killed it. Are your viewers and fans always this retarded, Aiden? No, actually, not at all. So it just like depends on the night, to be honest. Really just depends on the night. I love my viewers. I love my fans. But some are insufferable. I agree with you. Chicken jockey ad, let's go. Jake Weddle called my viewers vile. Okay, so at least you just think they're retarded. Jake Weddle thinks these people are evil, which they kind of are.
Are manipulated, and there is zero evidence I knowingly did anything wrong, and every bit of available evidence backs him up. There was no coercion, no manipulation, no grooming, just emotional vulnerability rooted in a lie. The legal system doesn't punish people for being lied to. It doesn't treat victims of fraudulent misrepresentation as criminals, and if anything, it recognized that publicly framing someone for a crime they didn't commit, especially with fake...
So that's the case in the UK, right? I'm pretty sure, not this is relevant, but I'm pretty sure in the US, isn't like ignorance like not a valid defense? Have you done Weddle Tent yet? I have, yeah. By the way, conveniently, I got my first attempted privacy claim on the stream we did, initially covering the allegations that Lex was making against Jake. I actually checked my email recently, and YouTube informed me that somebody attempted to submit a privacy complaint against my video on Lex. Now, she has a history of doing this. I'm not saying it's her. I have no proof that it's her. But I find it very fucking convenient that the video I make covering her allegations against him is the one that gets claimed. And I think that's only happened to me like maybe once before that, I think. I can't think of when, but I said never. I don't know if I've never gotten one before. I think I got one like once before. But I think, I mean, to be honest with you, like, I can't say it's her. I can't say it's her, but if you know, you know.
manipulated evidence can be grounds for defamation or malicious falsehood, especially in the UK. So no, there's no grooming case here. There's no criminal behavior on Parlo's part, just a targeted campaign of manipulation, deceit, and public character assassination led by someone who once called him a friend. And let's not forget, Dupe's history of lying goes far beyond Parlo. Just a few months ago, Dupe completely fabricated a situation where he accused a YouTuber named Project Supreme of stealing a friend's
Project?
username, which allegedly led to bans and item losses in Roblox. But the story totally fake. Parlo showed that Dupe even admitted he made the whole thing up for clout. Even more
Why? Okay, I thought my Spotify came on. Why is not like a, huh?
username, which allegedly led to bans and item losses in Roblox. But the story totally fake. Parlo showed that Dupe even admitted he made the whole thing up for
Why? Okay. Can you get me in contact with that Sam guy? Project Supreme is claiming that his message, was that his message was ban message was fake.
clout. Even more dangerous, Dupe and his friends Natspop nearly derailed the entire Potamer investigation by faking evidence. They
Potamer?
almost destroyed months of work that could have helped real victims. Dupe was involved in that too. And if that's not disturbing enough, there are allegations that Dupe himself was in possession of CP. The archives of those DMs, the same messages Dupe himself leaked, showed that he was in possession of CP material.
Okay. Maybe this is a joke, okay? Maybe this is a joke. This is they got you. I need to see, maybe this is a joke or an Inspect Element to DM. I don't know. This is like the strangest way to confess. Why are you just like admitting? Why are you just like admitting? Okay.
This guy lies so often, it's hard to tell what's real anymore, and that's exactly why his claims shouldn't be taken at face value. This isn't just a case of someone lying to look innocent. This is someone weaponizing deception, exploiting trauma, and manipulating public outrage to destroy a YouTuber who never wronged him. So to everyone still parroting that false Reddit post, maybe take a step back and ask yourself, why did Dupe lie about his age for over a year?
Okay, I'll mod you. I'll mod you. I'll mod you. I'm just saying I don't want to be like Parry, where I'm only modding women. Alright? Parry and Dickers seem to like only mod women. And it's very suspicious. Okay, where... There we go.
Why did he act like a victim in public while playing the role of a mature adult behind the scenes? And maybe, just maybe, realize that Parlo isn't the in this story, he's the prey. This entire situation was built on manipulation.
This kid seems to have something like fundamentally wrong with him. Like Parlo's like super responsible, but like this kid is like actually just like looking to set people up. It's malicious as fuck. Very fucking malicious. Fuck. Okay, why did Big Prob why did you send me a drawing of a drawing of some fucking okay, that's disgusting. Fuck. The kid was malicious as hell, but Parlo's a worse person by a long meter. I mean, I'm not super familiar with his history. I'm not super familiar with Parlo's history. I don't know what just happened, bro. I don't know what just happened. I think the way I was laying, I don't know what just happened, bro. I choked on my own saliva. I'm good. Aiden, can I call in and give you the Parlo rundown for when you? Yeah, you could call in. Yo, what's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, do you know anything about the Homotopia situation? I'm just gonna keep it blunt.
No, I don't know anything about like anything Roblox related. It seems like there's just like context on top of context.
So, back when Parlo was 17, he ran another account back when he got banned under the account Cammy Femboy, pretty much. So,
Mm-hmm.
it was basically a Discord of mostly minors. He was the oldest, being 17, and Natty Forsyth, and a bunch of other people were in there. And he pretty much just posted softcore CP of himself. It's all over his docs. Like, I don't have to prove this to you. Like, it's
he-
pretty much just pick.
So he posted. So as a minor, he posted CP of himself.
Yeah, as a minor, he posted softcore CP of himself. It's just a bunch of pictures of him holding like blahages over his genitals and stuff, so you can't see it.
Okay. I think that makes him a potential victim of
Yeah, it makes him
grooming.
it makes him yeah. But basically what I was saying is he was the only person in there that posted pictures of himself like that. So, and he was trying to frame it as a what's it called, as a gay hangout Discord server, and he was trying to push it like that.
Okay, so he was like a hypersexual minor.
Yeah, he was a hypersexual.
Online.
Mm-hmm.
So is that it?
No, that's not it. Sorry, I can give you I can make a whole document later on for something you want to go over. I'm not exactly prepared for this.
No, I mean that's all good. If you want to call in some other time, that would probably
Yeah, I can
be
call him
easier.
I can call him some other time. There's like 3 other things I want to go over with, but yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, no problem. All right, take care.
All right, take care.
Bye. Okay, so like, if that's like that just makes him like a hypersexual fucking minor online. Obviously, that shouldn't be happening, but I don't know if he's like, if he should be held accountable for that. That sounds more serious. Like, yeah, it sounds serious as in like, where are these people's parents? But not like the minors themselves should be held accountable. Absolute peak Parlo content and topic suggestions. Stop this, Roblox. Israel versus Palestine war. Oh, shit. Just the coverage I needed to see.
This is disgusting, Roblox, and this needs to stop now. Conflict has escalated between Israel and Palestine, as I'm sure all of you know by now. This has delved into what the Israeli government calls a war, and this situation has resulted in many people dead, injured, and displaced.
Bro.
And the Roblox community has once again...
Yeah, dude, when I was seeing the images coming out of Gaza, I was like, dude, I need to know what the Roblox community is saying about this. Okay, is Roblox having a moment of silence?
made this situation worse and unbearable. Further conflict in the
Made it worse. I'm sure there's like people in Gaza being like, damn you, Roblox, you've made it worse.
region in the Middle East, and a continuation of bloodshed is obviously extremely detrimental. You don't need to be Einstein to know that. But because of the scope of the situation, geopolitics around it, and cultural history regarding religion and Israeli and Palestinian clashes, it is a very divisive and controversial topic to speak about, and has fractured the very community I preside in too, with many of my friends actually having opposing opinions on this. And it's actually got to the point where I can't exactly ignore this in the Roblox community anymore. Whether that's either people in the Roblox community making jokes about the situation with AI generated war images regarding
Huh? Why did they made the Palestinian some like white guy wearing a keffiyeh or whatever it's called, and they made, is that Chrissy from The Sopranos? They turned the Israeli into, okay.
regarding the conflict, or others who extrinsically make really controversial posts about the situation. Today I want to cover the situation in its entirety and basically share my thoughts, because everyone is entitled to an opinion, and I want to call out immoral statements in which I have seen. Because seriously, the Roblox community cannot maturely handle conflict, as we've literally seen before. As
The Roblox community can't maturely handle conflict. A game like targeted towards children can't handle conflict. Really, Parlo? Really? I needed to know this. I needed to know this. Thank you for telling me.
well with the Russo-Ukraine war. I can't believe we are at a point where we are currently
I
cheering
can't
on
believe we're at
a
a point. I mean, if Roblox can't take a fucking 70-year-old geopolitical conflict seriously, then who can?
conflict like this, like it's a game of football over how many Israeli citizens are dying, who, keep in mind, aren't even the decision makers in this conflict. Civilians are the ones who should be facing the brunt of this war or conflict. It's those in power and the decision makers who dictate the rules and regulations, yet these civilians are generalized, scrutinized, and their suffering is cheered on from both sides of the conflict as some benefit, and their casualties are just added like a scoreboard.
He needed to like take this like very like common occurring thing where people in the war are cheering on the deaths of civilians and other sides, and he's like found like two people who are like kind of Roblox adjacent that have also done that same common thing to like give him an excuse to make a video on it because he's a Roblox chat. Like, if you just wanted to make a video on this topic in general, like, just say so. But this is not like a Roblox issue. This is just like a common thing.
To the ever-growing number of deaths and injuries regarding this conflict, and neither side in this situation is innocent, mind you. I see many people in the Roblox community like Eprox who are currently cheering.
Neither side isn't such a great... When people say shit like this, it's like, neither side is innocent. Neither, I mean, if, like, you can say that, because that's true. But if you're saying that with no further elaboration, I'm just going to assume you're Beckett. You're taking, like, the most, like, easy, like, fence-sitter stance, like, ever. Can somebody name, like, a single war in history where both sides were innocent? Is that ever occurred?
on how Israel is quote-unquote burning, and this doesn't sit well with me and many others who are actively calling
Both sides of issues. No, I haven't. Thank you for letting me know.
out in Twitter replies, because this is a clear double standard. However, also notice how many people are in support of this sentiment too. It's quite alarming. Of course, I see from their position.
What does this have to do with Roblox? What does this have to do with Roblox? This is just like Middle Eastern versus Israeli Twitter. What is it, huh?
And I'm empathetic to the Palestinian side because they've had to endure a long, harsh, and restrictive campaign of Israel slowly oppressing.
Okay, so like, yes, that's obviously like a base thing to say, but like, this is like, people, I see this often, like, this is just the way people avoid taking a hard stance on this. They'll just say, I'm sympathetic to the Palestinian civilians that are dying. Like, the most, like, minimalist, like, obvious take to have. And then, like, they act like that's a take on this at all. Like, sure, that's normal. You should have that opinion. But, like, what do you think of this? Why are you extra orange today? I ate a lot of carrots. Aiden, where can I find your debate with Beckett? I think on Beckett's channel. Somewhere. I don't know.
Them, and many Palestinians have died due to this prolonged conflict. That's
Me
literally
personally, I just want peace in the Middle East. Yeah, like, they say shit like that. It's like, really? Is there anybody on Earth who like, it's like saying, what I believe in, I'm just gonna say it, guys. This may be controversial. I believe in world peace. I believe in no more wars and corrupt politicians who are bad because they are corrupt on both sides. On the Democrat, Republican, the politician are old and corrupt, and the world needs to get along. At this point, I'd rather prefer somebody that would come up to me and say, I want everybody on Earth to die. Because at least you have a position. At least you have, like, an actual position.
secret. Millions of people know this. And also, this conflict isn't even new. It's been going on for years, but only recently has it escalated to this major point it's at currently. However, I don't understand what they expect will come.
Only recently has it escalated to this. That's not true either. That's not true at all. There have been several wars that have occurred. There was, at one time, there was a war between, like, Israel and, like, 6 countries that formed, like, a coalition, right? that is actually escalated to this point before. In fact, in terms of civilian death, I think this, I could be wrong on this. I think this is up there. But like, in terms of like the global, like, or in terms of the scale of conflict, no, this is not the only time it's escalated to this point.
Out of this situation, wishing for the country to burn.
I think right now, though, yeah, civilian death, I don't know if the, like, in terms of like the amount of civilians that have died, this could be the most. I could be off on that. I have to look.
And doing a mass bombing
me look.
campaign will only cause the opposing side, Israel in this situation, to use all their force to attack back and overcome and possibly make the situation 10 times worse than it was before, and many more
True. That is a good take. True.
will probably die. I know some people will twist this into being like, oh my god, Paulo supports Israel in this, and no, I don't. I said I'm neutral in the fact that I choose to pick no sides in this current situation because both sides in this are continuing the cycle of torment and killing, whereas Palestine clearly had a case against Israel. But after what has happened yesterday, where like 600 Israelis died, you could argue the kidnapping and killing of civilians from Hamas and the Palestinian side has given some case or justification for the
Oh, this was right. Okay, this was right after. He made this video right after shit went down. Wait, this is the day after? The day after this happens, he's like, what is the Roblox community's opinion on this? This was the day. This is like 9/11 happens. And I have a YouTube channel, and the day after, I'm like, the Minecraft community needs to do a better job talking about 9/11. The Minecraft community is not being mature enough talking about the collapse of the Twin Towers.
Israelis now. It's just an extremely messy situation. I very much dislike the people celebrating the entire country.
Oh, and okay, I know he got it to exactly 8 minutes. Right on target.
Burning and being in complete and total disarray, and treating people dying like it's a scoreboard in a football match.
So you've already said that, so he's just gonna be repeating himself now the day after to get it to 8 minutes. Is this monetized? Because 8 minutes is like how long you need to do mid-roll ads, right?
Echo chambers which are developing with the divisions this conflict has already caused have gotten people like this Eprox guy, for example, to be like, you know what, I'm supporting Russia in their conflict now. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Also, there is so much misinformation being spread, propagated by these accounts too. One look in this Eprox guy's likes, and you can literally see that they are liking video game footage in which they unironically believe is real, but is literally being fact-checked by Twitter. It just proves this guy has literally no idea.
So you've made this entire 8-minute video on some random, a guy on Twitter had a bad opinion, so we've made an 8-minute video on him. Any interesting body cam recommendations? Child sex abuse found on new, I don't know, new what? I'm not watching that. Okay, great recommendations.
Idea what he's talking about in some circumstances. Like, this guy is getting reality mixed up with fiction here.
Wait, I need to make this bigger. You believe this was real?
It's extremely psychopathic to be gloating about the civilians killed like they have a one-up.
Gloating about he's okay, just to be clear, he's gloating about dead soldiers. Not like that's actually what he's gloating about. Just to be totally fair, you can't say, look, he's gloating about the death of civilians, and then the tweet you're putting up is him specifically clarifying he's talking about soldiers.
Against Israel as well. It's extremely alarming. And of course the comment section will be some sort of like battle zone with people making any false inferences on me as possible. Keep in mind, I'm neutral. But no matter what way you cut it, you'll be annoying
I'm neutral. I hate people that are neutral.
some side in this conflict no matter what stance you take, and I'm personally on the side of not supporting and condemning attacks on innocent civilians. And in 2023, especially in the Roblox,
I'm on the side of condemning attacks against civilians. So fucking brave. So brave.
community, that sentiment seems to be something that is deemed now as controversial.
No, okay. So if he's calling all deaths soldiers, that is not him cheering on the death of civilians. That's him buying a propaganda narrative that isn't true and cheering that on. But that propaganda narrative inherently requires him to believe that the people dying are not civilians. So he's actually not cheering on the deaths of civilians if he believes that everyone he's talking about is a soldier. Now, I'm not defending that, but that's a totally different thing.
And I can't believe we're even at that point. I hope peace is reached. I hope the Palestinians get way more rights than they currently have, and a swift and peaceful resolution is brought on the war that has already led to so much suffering, oppression, and civilian casualties on those who literally don't deserve it. As for Roblox games popping up regarding this war and conflict, I literally believe it is against Roblox's rules to make a Roblox
It's against,
game
dude,
based
this is the day after. It's against the Roblox rules to... Stop fighting, guys. I'm tired of seeing... Dude, have we considered this opinion? Have we considered this opinion? Stop, dude. Two countries that have been battling each other for 70 years. Stop fighting, guys. I'm tired. You're talking about this like you're two friends or like in conflict. Stop fighting, guys. I'm sick of this. See, this is funny too because where is it? So Destiny the other day actually made a tweet. Destiny's been like wildly pro-Israel to a degree that I think is kind of out of touch, to be honest with you. But like he's like been one of the biggest like non-Israeli, I think like one of the people rooting for Israel like the most. Okay, to be fair, he has called out the settlements. He's called out the settlements in the West Bank, etc., historically. But after the conflict happened, he was like doing a lot of like pro-Israel debates. I mean, I could have just been seeing things out of context though. But my understanding is he was massively pro-Israel. Interviewing settlers in the West Bank, and one of them was this other account's cousin. Okay, so let me explain this to you guys. For those of you that don't know. Alright, we'll pull up a map. Alright, quick lesson for those that don't know. Okay. So the white is what is officially recognized as belonging to the Israelis, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. This belongs to this is Palestine governed by Hamas, and this is Palestine governed by the PLO. Okay, the West Bank and Gaza are almost universally internationally recognized as Palestinian territory. Now, Israel, skirting around this, has supported sending settlers into the West Bank to build ever-increasing areas of land that they occupy and live on and evict Palestinians from, and they've moved soldiers in that have essentially enforced Israeli law and protected the settlers, while the Palestinians living within the West Bank get no legal representation or protection. And this has been used, this has been internationally recognized as an effective illegal annexation, if I remember correctly. So it is not their territory, and they are moving people and soldiers in there for the sake of occupying it. Now, if you're the biggest like takeaway from me on if you're like an extremist when it comes to Israel, if you can't do the bare minimum and like denounce the settlements, which are obviously illegal, if you can't do that, it's pretty obvious to me you're probably like a fucking extremist on the Israeli side. So this guy replies something in Hebrew: was full of Jews before 1948. The British trained Royal Jordanian Army ethnically cleansed Jews from Judea. That's the other thing too. So in the Bible, the historic lands of the Jewish people of Israel or whatever was Judea and Samaria, and that encompasses the West Bank and Gaza. So even under modern day political circumstances, this is Palestinian land. So if they're calling it Judea and Samaria, they're trying to legitimize Israeli claim to these lands, which they don't have. But they're trying to. So if they're calling it Judea and Samaria, that's typically coming from like ultra right Israelis that are advocating for like the effective annexation of these territories. Jews were only able to return when the illegal occupation ended in 1967. I'm aware. Really? Because you can't even get the name right. You've been pretty disrespectful your whole time here. The name right. What name? Wait. Let me... Okay, so what he's referring to, this name refers to the Israeli settlements within the West Bank. So he's using like the Israeli name, apparently, for the West Bank. And they're mad that she's referring to it as the West Bank. Got it. Because these people believe that there's like... these people are under the belief that it belongs to Israel. And she's calling it by the wrong name. So even amongst their supporters, they're still mad that people who are like overall supportive of Israel are not like completely like bending on like the cause of like illegal annexation. So Destiny goes, "Sir, they just called Judea and Summary the West Bank again. What should we do?" So this is in reference to the fact that that's what the people who are pro-settlement call these lands, the biblical names for them, to be like, oh, well, the Bible said it was ours, so when you call it the West Bank, they get really pissed off because it's not, it doesn't legitimize their claim. Say nothing about it and beg them for another $20 billion, Roger. Now the Israelis are going after him, and he's been like one of the most like vocal pro-Israel people. Judea and Samaria belongs to Israel. I mean, this is like just fascist shit, dude. Like the fucking it's like if Hitler was saying historically these were the lands of the Holy Roman Empire, so they're I don't think that was his wording or whatever, or he was going by what was historically he wanted to go by areas that were ethnically Germanic. But like if he was saying, oh well, this land used to belong to us, which he did do, and then use that as an excuse to annex it, we all know that's like expansionist, like irredentist fucking insanity. And that's like essentially what they're doing here. Now, the other problem I have is that the West Bank, which is illegally occupied, and Israelis know that international law condemns this, they'll just call the UN anti-Semitic. Hila Klein, the innocent, mandatorily drafted into the IDF desk secretary or whatever the fuck, had actually like volunteered, is on video admitting to like volunteering to go on a raid of a house in the illegally occupied West Bank. So that's another like big area of people often like to be like, she was just a mandatory desk secretary. She volunteered to go like participate in raids in the area that she knew, along with what everyone else knows, to be territory that the Israelis are illegally occupying. Look at Wu's appearance on Israeli TV. "52 minutes. I'll check it out briefly."
And this week on the quad, guest co-host Brianna Wu, first time in Israel. And
If I speak, I'm in
our
trouble.
friend Rachel Feldman is back all the way from Vermont, and we will be talking about the cultural decline of America, or just Coachella. Only on JNS, only on the quad.
Wait, we're getting a Hila Klein raid? Wait, where the fuck? Why is my... Chat disappear. Am I getting DDoSed?
And welcome back, everybody, to the quad.
Just watch the end. What part am I supposed to... Hold on.
I have to
I'm
follow.
from Mississippi, so I appreciate
that?
I appreciate it a lot.
I second follow Misfit Patriot.
Yes, absolutely. Brianna.
Wait, oh, okay. Just watch the end?
So
Like here?
my hero of the week is the antithesis of Hassan Piker. It is Ethan Klein. So
That.
Wait,
if you're
that's not Ethan Klein.
not familiar, Ethan Klein runs one of the most successful
Who is that?
online media organizations in the United States. He's Jewish. You know, his
I'll watch from 30 minutes.
Stood up and said something or stopped it in the offing before it got to that stage. There is someone working AV who could have pulled that plug. There is somebody working lights who could have shut them off.
Wait,
About Coachella, but they mentioned the victims of music festivals that had been killed. They didn't mention Nova.
I know.
All right, Rachel.
Rachel.
And
Going to you.
Served.
So,
so is this like the Israeli equivalent of like The View?
right, I caught it. First thing I've caught in my life. But my scumbag this week is the entirety of Coachella. And I want to go back to Eli Wiesel and what he said, that the opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference. There are so many people who could have stood up and said something or stopped it in the offing before it got to that stage. There is someone working AV who could have pulled that plug. There is somebody working lights who could
Okay. I'm starting at 30 minutes, so I'm assuming there is someone said something or did something at Coachella that they're mad about. Who? It seems like they're mad that October 7th wasn't outright mentioned, but who is she? Who does she want them to pull the plug on?
have shut them off. There is somebody who could have done something instead of everybody standing there and continuing to dance and cheer. Nobody
The
along
kneecap stuff? Dude, have I just been out of... Have I been missing? What happened with...
the
What kneecap stuff?
line. Nobody during any sound or light test said a word. Nobody.
They said free Palestine, fuck Israel, I think. Why would you need to pull the plug?
during the making of the lineup said anything. That indifference is what is going to be the downfall of America. And if Nova had happened at Coachella, where there is an annual attendance of or a daily attendance of 125,000, that would.
Yo, what's good?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't type what I wanted to type because YouTube censors are fucking gay. So I literally couldn't explain what was going on. But basically, this band called Kneecap, who are like a Irish punk band, were at Coachella, and they put up a big sign that said, "Fuck Israel, free Palestine." And then one of the guys in the band was like shouting like, "Up Hamas, up Hezbollah, free Palestine," and shit like that. Basically like an up the IRA type thing.
Got it.
And then they got the plug pulled on them. So the next week or whatever, they brought Hassan on stage to live stream like them, you know, doing their free Palestine bullshit. And Hassan, like, there's like a video that he like walks out and he's in like his gay fucking revolutionary LARP gear, and like puts his fist up in the air and all this gay shit. It's very funny. And yeah, they're basically just totally seething about it. And you missed it because it's before the 30-minute mark, but Brianna Wu says that Hassan is her scumbag of the week because of all the disinformation he spreads. So that's pretty epic.
I think I heard she brought that up again at the end. She said Ethan Klein is the antithesis to my scumbag of the week or something. All right, I'll listen to this.
Yeah.
It sounds very funny. Take it.
Would have equaled 13,000 people slaughtered. The 364 people who were massacred at Nova, including my student, Ronnie Polvanov, 23 years old of Ramle. They might have been there dancing alongside you if they hadn't been slaughtered by terrorists who you don't have a thought about, but you will stand there and keep dancing and keep enjoying your freedom with Israel, free Palestine.
Wasn't it like 2 years ago at this point? what was this, 2020? I'm not saying like, I'm saying like how long, maybe I'm misinterpreting what she's trying to say here. But like, yeah, this really bad thing happened to you guys. Time has gone by, and now it seems like civilian deaths are occurring at the same level you guys faced in like a day. They're dealing with that like multiple times over and over and over and over again, and like we all can agree October 7th is bad, but now we're kind of focused on this. And like, where do we draw the line now? Like, where do we, the line should have been drawn about, what, 30,000 bodies ago? But like, where you're right now, this horrible thing happened, but the Israeli government is in Gaza to achieve a goal that has like no defined end, and people are dying on like at like a rate that is what happened on October 7th multiplied significantly, and now our discussion is going to be about that. So we get it, it happened, we've moved on. Okay, that's really bad out of context, but like we're now focused on like the fact that we're focused on the civilians that are actively dying now. Okay, we all know that what happened there was bad.
And you know what? I am so grateful that each and every one of you returned home safely and are able to hug your families again. Because I would never, ever wish what happened to the people at Nova on anyone else. But shame on you, you scumbags, for not caring about the 364 people who are angels now instead of dancing at a peace festival with you. You should have said something.
Oh, Rachel.
Wow. It's really true. It's really true. It's really true, and you know, I like that you say somebody could have pulled a plug, somebody could have done something, because I feel like
somebody on the way in the supply
what could I
chain
have done, or
Yes.
who, you know what? Turn your back.
Yeah.
You're telling Jews to move on. Nice anti-Semitism. I'm not. But right now, this horrible event happened, but you now have like a government that's actively perpetrating like a multiplication of the costs of that horrible event in the name of that horrible event occurring. And at this point, we're now focused on getting these people to fucking stop. Okay, like it seems like yes, this thing happened 2 years ago. And I understand why Israelis are probably never going to move on from it. But right now, we have something else that is actively happening. So right now, that's not going to be center stage. I'm sorry.
Turn your back. Tell people around you to turn their backs. Do something. I agree with you. Do something is really important.
But this is the problem, is there's the culture, and this will tie into my choice, but the culture has changed for young people, where there's so much social pressure to be anti-Israel, and yet through that anti-Jew. I just saw a poll that came out in the United States a few days ago.
If you like were to go and like openly announce yourself as like anti-Jew on a college campus, you'd probably get a drink thrown at you. Like, no, there is no pressure amongst young people to be anti-fucking Jew unless you're unless you're like a young person that's isolated yourself in certain like niche online communities. But like in the real world, on like college campuses, no, that's actually like what will socially ostracize you. I'm like sick of this narrative that like college campuses are like rife with this fucking raging anti-Semitism. No, they're not.
Ago, showing that 50% of Jewish students feel the need to hide their.
So we're not measuring like the objective occurrence of like incidents of anti-Semitism. We're measuring how Jewish students feel. And Jewish students have worried parents that are peddling to them information about every anti-Semitic incident that's happening from across the world, telling you that because there's a protest happening on your college campus, you're unsafe. So of course, their feeling is going to be overwhelmingly unsafe. But their feelings are not like a metric for what they're actually facing on college campuses. That's like not a fucking... That's not a measure of anything.
Their Jewish identity on campus. Now, not to get too political here, but this is in the climate where every single non-binary.
I literally saw like an open like campus, like what is it called, a Chabad or whatever. Like I saw it like a few days ago. Open out in the booth, like.
Every person needs to be celebrated all the time.
yeah.
Yes.
You have fat positivity. You've got to accept that.
true, actually.
You've got to accept
Yeah.
every religion. You have trans people, women. Got to accept everyone, but Jews.
Not
Oh,
Jews.
that's too far. That's a
That's
crazy.
not too far at all. Go to a college campus. Go to any liberal. Go to any college campus on this country. Even if you go to like the fucking University of Mississippi, okay, and wear a sign that says "I hate Jews," and like I just like see how long you'll be able to last without getting like comments made towards you or outright aggression. Okay. No, it's not like this is a it's not like it is accepted on these campuses to hate Jews. This isn't happening.
Yep. And to even bring it up is too controversial.
Right.
There are legislative bodies who are shying away from addressing anti-Semitism because, well, the war in Israel is just it has nothing.
We're deporting people over their political positions in relation to Israel. What are you fucking talking about? They're too scared to talk about what's happening to the Jews. We're deporting people who have an opposing opinion on this. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You couldn't get politicians couldn't be if politicians did any more in relation to this issue, we would be just like completely fucking stamping out civil liberties more than we already are. What are you smoking?
To do with the war. Nobody's asking you for your geopolitical expertise. And besides, you don't have to have any. This is about your Jewish neighbors, but
In the United
Your Jewish neighbors, I guarantee you, are in America, your Jewish neighbors are like fine since October 7th. Besides, obviously feelings about what happened in Israel. No, they're not at like risk of anything here in America right now. No. There was literally one case, yes, okay, anti-Semitic crimes do happen in the United States, but it's like on a level that, like, if you were to listen to organizations like these, you would believe walking outside as a Jew in the United States, you're just bound to have something happen to you. It happens, especially if you're like an Orthodox Jew. You might get like an egg thrown at you or something. But like this notion that because of these protests on college campuses, people are in danger is not true. There have been instances of protester violence in the United States on both sides at these like college campus protests. I talked about this before at UCLA. The Palestinian encampments were they were just like literally chilling. I'm not saying that's the case for all the encampments, but they were literally just like there protesting, and fucking a bunch of masked Israeli protesters showed up with bats, started dismantling it, beating people with fucking bats, and charges ended up getting dropped against a lot of them. Aiden, thoughts on Nick Fuentes' views on Aiden, thoughts on what's his fucking name? Thoughts on Alabama Governor George Wallace's opinions on segregation? Like, what do you think? I want you to take a wild guess. Just take a wild guess.
States, we don't need people to solve the crisis.
Exactly.
Thoughts on Enver Pasha's opinions on the Armenians? What do you think?
We just need you to tell your damn Jewish neighbors that they matter to you.
Yes.
And that's it.
And we don't need to hear that you will hide us in your attics. We're never hiding again. We need you to stand with us. And when you see anti-Semitism on the right or on the left, say something, call it out, do something, turn your back on it.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
It's
Absolutely.
Saw a post that said Jews face 5 and I don't know where the anti-Semitism is. I really don't. I don't know. The only time I see it is like online. I honestly until I started using the internet, I genuinely had never witnessed like this in my life. I don't know where this is happening. I've lived in several states. As a matter of fact, I think the closest I've ever got to like seeing something that could be interpreted as anti-Semitic, I was at an aquatic center in a hot tub, and some guy took off, or he had his shirt off, and when he sat down, he had a big fucking a Reichsadler something on his chest, and it was like, okay, could have got like out of prison or something. He wasn't bothering me, but like that's like the closest thing I've seen.
say this. I don't want to get emotional, but what I see with the Jews I talk to in the United
Why are you getting emotional?
States is it's like
She's not even Jewish, right?
it's like they've poured their hearts
Why is she getting emotional?
into this country. And they love America. They've tried so hard to participate, and they're standing there.
Jews have it great in America. Like, great. This country has... I agree that there was a time where, like, you did not get good treatment everywhere in America as a Jew. There were country clubs that wouldn't let you in. With a Jewish last name, there were certain jobs you weren't going to get. You know, my great-grandfather came here with an engineering degree, and he had to, like, sell, like, clothing and underwear because nowhere would hire him. So I get that, like, there was a time where things weren't so great, but, like, in the sense of, like, upward mobility, et cetera, like, this country has been overwhelmingly good to Jews. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, most American Jews got here not after the Holocaust, pre-Holocaust, from the Russian Empire, if I remember correctly, because of, like, pogroms that were happening in the Russian Empire. And these were not like your Jews in Germany at the time that were, like, assimilated, a part of academia. These were, like, your poorest of the poor, like, living in, like, shithole slums, like your Eastern European Jews. And, like, relative to where they are at, like, now in this country, it's been an overwhelming success. There's nothing to complain about here. That's, like, unique to us. I wouldn't take that super literally. I'm sure you could find some things to complain about here that are unique to Jews, but, like, in general, no. This is a great country to Jews.
And just asking their country to love them back.
Yes.
And it just seems like people in America are completely oblivious to this. It's an open wound.
Yes,
and
but I think it's almost too much, Brianna. I think that a lot of Jews want a lot of validation, or they need this validation.
How much more validation can you get? How much more validation can you get? I don't understand. What is not validating to you?
And I'm getting to the point where it's like, I don't need anybody to validate my existence. But I understand for the Jews have poured their energy to other social justice causes, how they feel so betrayed.
Right.
But it's like enough of wanting to be loved. I think it's a weakness of ours, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I agree and I disagree with you. So I agree you need to, what I've seen with a lot of Jewish people is a belief that if you can just explain the history well enough, that people will come on board, and it's this high-level intellectual thing. That's not how you meet people.
No.
It's through stories. So I agree with you. You've got to be more confident there. What I've seen is a lot of Jewish people getting so drawn into their community post-October 7th and being afraid to trust people. And I know this is selfish for me to say and ask.
Post-October, the only thing in my life that has, like, changed post-October 7th is now when I, like, reiterate the view on this, like, conflict that, like, I've always had, I just, like, face, like, far more accusations of, like, self-hatred by, like, having the reasonable take on this. That's, like, the only thing that has, like, changed post-October 7th. Wu's understanding the history is whatever Destiny said on one day in 2024. True. The JNS woman is more reasonable than Brianna. I don't know what Brianna believes. I don't actually know anything about her.
But I think most non-Jews like myself, I don't think we bear you animosity. I think we're just ignorant. I think we don't know the
What is your take post-October 7th? On what? On Hamas's operation in Israel? What a fucking horrible idea. And it was brutal. Like a logistically horrible idea for achieving what they want, and a brutal idea in terms of the loss to civilian life. And the reason it was so logistically horrible is it was never going to work. And secondly, you know the Israelis are going to respond, and you know they're going to use it to respond disproportionately, like they always fucking do. And now, my take is, why are we letting them respond in the way that they're responding? Why are we talking, on one hand, with Ukraine about The war's got to end somewhere. We can't keep giving money to Zelensky. We can't keep giving money to Ukraine. The war's got to end somewhere. Yet Israel is embarking on a war, and what is their stated aim? Their stated aim is to eliminate Hamas. What does that mean? What does that mean? That's not like a measurable thing. So we're funding Israel, who has given us a war goal that could mean anything. This is actually a war that could go on forever, or until every single civilian is removed from Gaza, which it looks like is what's going to happen. The Ukrainians have a much more clear, get Russia out of our territory. That's like an achievable aim. Get Russia out of our territory and prevent them from further expanding. That's an achievable aim. What the Israelis have stated, how do you measure that?
We don't know what you're going
I agree.
through.
I think most people are ignorant. They're in the middle.
100%.
And it's like you said earlier about the Democratic Party, it's the extremists making the noise.
That's right.
And making it seem like there's more people.
And making it politically impossible to stand with Jews,
Yes.
which is their mission. So I understand it's asking for bravery, but, don't just withdraw into yourselves.
Yeah.
It's very hard, though. Like, you have people like Candace Owens, and you have people like, what those idiots, Ian Carroll or...
Yes, all those people are obviously anti-Semitic. Yeah, okay, where I'll agree that anti-Semitism exists on like a rapid level is the internet. Yes. I didn't even, like, before using the internet, I didn't even like really acknowledge like a Jewish part of like my identity until I went online. The internet is probably like the place you'll find like actual like a fuck ton of anti-Semitism. But like outside of that, like any bearing on your like real life, no. Candace Owens, yeah, she's completely she's just gone for like that entire grift. She's obviously like anti-Semitic. It's not just like an anti-Israeli thing. Internet is mostly memes? No, it's not. This is like the other thing that pisses me off. I have a reasonable take on this. I'm not one of the people that like sees anti-Semitism everywhere. But like it's just memes. It's just irony pilled. No, that's just how they do plausible deniability. I'm totally okay with Jew jokes. I make them all the fucking time. But when you have certain accounts that post like just memes, it's very clear it's very clear that they're like doing the Groyper 1000 layers of irony to hide what we actually believe kind of thing, and it's actually like more than memes. When Candace Owens is posting that the Holodomor was Jews murdering 20 million Christians or whatever the fuck, even though the Holodomor was under the rule of Stalin, who grew up Stalin, yes, there were Jews involved with the Holodomor like Kaganovich, but under a Soviet-led government under Stalin who grew up going to a seminary, and Jews died in the Holodomor. There were Ukraine was in the Pale of Settlement, so there were tons of Jews in there. So people starved regardless of religion. So when they perpetrate that myth, they're literally just like spouting Nazi propaganda.
Jake Shields.
Fresh
They're
and Fit.
spreading
Myron.
so much and so many conspiracy theories. Like, it's impossible to keep up. Like, Jews just feel like, okay, how am I going? Like, I do appreciate what you're saying about educate.
Most people who say anti-Semitic shit on the internet are just joking, so it's fair to say it's mostly okay. If your entire analysis of everything is like surface level, sure, go ahead, be my guest. I'd love to like be as ignorant. I'd love to like live in like a world live to be that ignorant someday.
But right now, the educational boards, they don't want to hear from us.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the infiltration.
That's what I'm saying.
That's part of the infiltration. Okay. Brianna.
Yes.
Very important moment. Who's your scumbag of the week?
My scumbag of the week is Hassan Piker. Love you, Hassan.
I agree that it has like just become more acceptable online to lean into the anti-Semitic grift. There's this channel I watch, a big travel channel called Kurt Kaz or whatever, and he made a video on the Jewish cult in Guatemala, and that's totally fine to talk about. You could talk about Christian cults, you could totally talk about Jewish cults, but he's doing this thing like I'm not suicidal, or like hopefully this video doesn't get taken down or whatever, as if like the Jews are going to try to censor him over this. as if the reason this cult isn't in Guatemala is because they got like literally kicked out by the Israelis and are not like accepted by like any Jewish denomination. It's like blaming like all Christians for like the fucking I don't know, Jim Jones in Jonestown or whatever the fuck. So it has like become acceptable to lean into that grift.
This is Cenk Uyghur's nephew, by the way, which is always awkward when I go after him. But Hassan is a garbage human being who's gone after my interracial marriage.
What?
He has gone after my interracial marriage. He basically said on stream that I took my husband's last name so I could pretend to be Asian.
To be fair, I did think Brianna Wu was Chinese before I saw her, but it is normal for the female in the relationship to take the husband's last name, right? So I don't think that's like purposeful.
And to get clout in progressive world, it's like, Hassan, I married my husband because I loved him. I know it's hard to understand.
Oh my God.
So you're talking about Coachella.
Who is he?
Hassan is, when you're thinking about this Gen Z problem of the Islamist political project being synonymous with young people and this takeover, he is the biggest Twitch streamer in the entire world. He goes out there for tons of hours a day and does nothing but spread disinformation about
We have a debate topic right now. Stop. That actually is not a debate topic. You think most of it is just jokes. I think most of it is anti-Semitic, but we don't have any studies or any way to quantify this. It would just be me saying, I think they're serious, and you saying you think they're not.
And fringe anti-American talking points.
Wow.
He said disgusting things, basically being in favor of the terrorist attacks on 9/11.
Oh, gosh.
He works with people like Frogan, who said they are thrilled when Israelis.
No, you're doing the thing I hate, where you're not looking to debate me, you're looking to find a debate with me, in the sense of like, you heard something that I've previously said that you disagree with, so you want to come on and talk to me about it, but you just want to debate me, so you've been looking for something to disagree with for like 2 weeks, trying to force it. I don't like forced debates.
Soldiers get PTSD and American soldiers get PTSD, and he's on stage with Coachella. So he's this,
part of that problem.
Yes, he's part of this problem because he's out there making anti-Semitism look sexy to these young kids, and they just don't have another view.
How is that anti-Semitic?
So Hassan, you are an absolute scumbag. Nothing you say is true. The level of fact.
I might finish this next time. I did want to end soon. We could do like a few more minutes. I'll talk to chat for a few more minutes. You said find some debate and we'll debate. Then DM me. We'll work out a topic that we can debate on. Just send me a DM. I'm not doing this through chat with you every stream. Okay? You want to debate me? You have a way to contact me. We'll find something to debate. Also, you got banned already, so go fuck yourself. Go DM me and we'll work out some debate. It's like you're using this stuff like a personal conversation with me. Do you think we don't hate Jews, we hate Zionists is anti-Semitic? No. How is that anti-Semitic? What? Wait, what? That's literally clarifying that it's not anti-Semitic. I hate people for a belief they have, not an immutable characteristic. Okay. That's not bigoted. How is that? What? I think, okay, here's what I will say. If somebody says, I hate Zionists, not Jews, but they use like every single like textbook fucking stereotype and then replace it, the word Jews with Zionists, okay, now you can argue something. But if it's just that statement alone and not like several factors, including that statement like in aggregation, then no, it's not anti-Semitism. All right. Well, folks, I will probably see you. If not, I'll sometime during this week I'll be live, and then I'll be live every day of the weekend. On Friday and Saturday I'll do a 6-hour stream, and then if I go live over the course of the week, well, see, I can do 2-hour, like 30-minute to 3-hour streams like this on school nights or whatever. Thanks for streaming. No, thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate all the support recently. I'm very glad we got monetized. I'm going to be opening up, join the server if you haven't. I'm going to be opening up a member sticker idea submission. And if you're interested in an editing job and you're a regular viewer of the streams, reach out to me on Discord or Twitter. So take care, guys. Peace, peace.